Hello students, how are you? I am Professor Umesh Gaikwad, IT Department, KKWAL Institute of Engineering Education and Research. Today we will see second part of the assignment, rotation of 3D object using OpenGL. I hope you have already watched first part of this assignment. But before starting second part, I will summarize content of first part. In first part, we have seen how to create point structure. After that, we have seen how to create array of point structure and what is the necessity of this process. After that, we have seen how to create cube, how to draw a cube on the window, and last section we have seen how to draw X, Y and Z axis on the screen. In this part 2, we will see remaining part. Remaining part is provide labels to various axes, rotate object with respect to X, Y and Z axis. In previous part, we have already created X, Y and Z axis. By considering same configuration, we will provide labels to the axis. Before providing label, we have to provide locations for those labels. For that purpose, we need function gl raster pose 3a. This function will locate text pointer at particular location. If you are observing the video, here if you want to provide X label, then X value will be there while remaining Y value and Z value will be 0, so that this label will get displayed on X axis. Similar strategy is for Y and Z axis. Now after locating the text pointer, now it is time to provide other details for labeling purpose. In other details, we have to provide font, size and label title. For that purpose, we will use function glut bitmap character. In our case, we are saying that our font is Roman, our size is 24 and our label for X axis will be X axis. This process is for labeling X axis. We will follow same process to follow or to label Y axis and Z axis. After completion of this function, all those axes will get labels. Now we will rebrush some old content and some old concept which we need for rotating an object. We have already seen theory part of this assignment. We know that if you want to rotate an object along with X, Y or Z axis, we need rotation matrix. In front of you, one matrix is present and that matrix is rotation matrix for X axis. In that rotation matrix, theta represents angle of rotation. Same rotation matrix is available for Y axis and for Z axis. So first of all, we have to check requirement of the statement. What statement is saying? Whether statement is saying to rotate an object with respect to X axis or with respect to Y axis or with respect to Z axis. According to that, we have to select our rotation matrix. After selecting the rotation matrix, process is that we have to take input object. For example, one point is our input and we are saying that rotate a point with respect to X axis. Then we have to create matrix of X, Y and Z value of that point and we have to multiply that matrix to the rotation matrix. Listen, this step is very important. We have to accept the input. We have to create matrix of that input which will show X, Y and Z value of every point and we have to multiply that input matrix to the rotation matrix. After multiplication, we will get some equations, and every equation will return new x value, new y value, and new z value of a particular point. Let's assume if you are providing a point and if you are multiplying that points matrix with the rotation matrix, then we will get new x, y, and z value of that matrix. In front of you, we will see the same scenario. In front of you, a function is present. That function is to rotate an object with respect to x-axis. Now, first of all, we will check what will be the input to that function. Angle of rotation is input to that function. We need angle of rotation. After that, we will see we have to create a new point array. Why new point array? Because after rotating an object, all points will get changed, and we have to store all these new points for a drawing purpose, so that we can draw a new cube which will be there after the rotation. Now we will take one for loop from 0 to less than 8. Why 0 to less than 8? Because we have to pass all points of a cube to calculate new points after the rotation. As we know, in cube there are 8 points, so our for loop is from 0 to less than 8. It means one by one, step by step, we will pass a point for calculating new position of that point after the rotation. And in new position, we will get new x value, new y value, and new z value of that point. And the basis for this equation is, as I said, we have to multiply our matrices of a point with the rotation matrices of x-axis, and after that multiplication, we will get these three equations which will return us new x value, new y value, and new z value of that particular point. We will store all these new values in the array. As this array is having indexing again, so again in this array we will get points from 0 to 7th location. We will get 7 new points which we can utilize for drawing a cube which will be there after the rotation. Same methodology but different equations are available or present for y-axis and ultimately for z-axis. So after completion of this step, as I said, don't forget to call draw cube function. Every time we will get an array with new points, pass that array to draw cube function, so we will get new cube which is representation of a cube after the rotation. Now we will check final display function. We have already declared many functions. Now it is time to call main functions inside a display function, because a display function will be our launching or launcher kind of function. So we have to write our main business logic, or we have to call those functions under the display function. In display function, before we are using two statements, GL color and GL color 3. As you know, these two lines are for setting a color of an object. Here we can see GL color 3F 1.0, 0.0, 0.0. It means our object will have red color. After that, we will call rotate X, rotate Y, rotate Z. And the 60 indicates that angle of rotation is 60. Not necessary that you should call all 3 rotations. It depends on what you want. At one time you can call, or you can rotate object with respect to x-axis, so only call rotate X. No need to call all these 3 functions at the same time. Only for demonstration functions, I have written these lines or the statements in this function. So at one time call only one rotation, so you will get good visualization of the process. This is the final function under our assignment. Now I am going to summarize complete assignment. First of all, create a point structure. After using that point structure, create a point array of 8 for the 8 points. Using that point array, we have already seen how to create a cube, and after that how to create axis. In today's assignment, we have seen how to provide labels to those axes. We have seen various rotation matrices for rotating an object with respect to x, with respect to y, or with respect to z axis. We have seen how to get those equations which will provide new x, new y and new z value of a particular point. We know that we have to multiply our vertex matrices to the rotation matrices. We have also seen how to write a function to rotate an object. In our case, our object is cube. To rotate that cube with respect to x, y and z. And in last case, we have seen how to call all these functions and where to call all these functions. So this is all about how to rotate cube with respect to x, y and z axis in 3D environment. If you are having any query about this assignment, you can contact to me on my email ID. Till the time, watch both videos carefully and solve the assignment. Best of luck. Thank you.